somehow made him less American. Well, I am Muslim. I am an immigrant, and interestingly, from Africa. Is anyone surprised that I am being targeted? Is anyone surprised that I am somehow deemed unworthy to speak about American foreign policy? Or that they see me as a powerful voice that needs to be silenced? Frankly, it is expected, because when you push power, power pushes back. Representation matters. Continuing to expand our ideas of who is American and who can partake in the American experiment is a good thing. I am an American who was sent here.
In this video, we break down Representative Nicole Malliotakis' powerful speech that takes aim at Ilhan Omar's troubling history on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. From spreading anti-American sentiment to brushing off 9/11 with her now infamous "some people did something" remark, Omar has repeatedly shown why she doesn't belong on a committee that represents the United States before the world. Malliotakis called her out, directly showing consistency, principle, and a genuine commitment to accountability. And as a proud conservative patriot, I'll share my honest reaction and explain exactly why this fight matters for the future of America.
Is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I yield 2 minutes to the gentlelady from the great state of New York, Nicole Malliotakis.
The gentlewoman from New York is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We've heard from my colleagues the reasons why the Representative Omar should be removed from this committee. But I feel like all the reasons have not just yet been stated, which is why I rise to add for the record. We've heard about the comments that were made regarding anti-Semitism and anti-Israeli views, but I rise to add to the record that as a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, I've sat there and heard the representative actually spew anti-American rhetoric as well. I've been in that committee room where the representative equates Israel and the United States to Hamas and the Taliban. Absolutely unacceptable for a member of that committee. I've also heard the representative equate that it is the United States' fault that there is turmoil in Venezuela. That is not because of the oppressive socialist and communism that has spread throughout Central and South America and Venezuela at the hands of the Maduro and Hugo Chavez regimes. That is unacceptable. And as a New York representative, to hear the representative belittle, to try to diminish the worst terrorist attack on United States soil on September 11, 2001, as some people did something, that is unacceptable as well. And I hold the same standard for this side of the aisle that I do the other, because when another colleague on my side said something about 9/11, I also voted to have her removed from the Education Committee because I thought that was inappropriate. So I'm being consistent here, and I hope my colleagues will do the same to show that this is about consistency and accountability, because we should not have an individual with those views on the committee that is tasked with representing our country and our Congress to foreign nations. I yield back.
The gentlelady yields back.
Welcome back to Allison Reacts. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button, because what we're about to discuss is the kind of truth the mainstream media refuses to show you. Every click, every share, every comment helps us push back against censorship and defend patriotic voices that the establishment wants silenced. If you want real, unfiltered truth from a conservative lens, you're in the right place. Now let's get straight to it. Representative Nicole Malliotakis from New York just delivered one of the most unapologetic speeches I've seen in years, and she aimed it squarely at Ilhan Omar. And let me tell you, Malliotakis didn't hold anything back. She called Omar out piece by piece, exposing exactly why Omar never should have been placed on the House Foreign Affairs Committee in the first place. Omar's controversies go far beyond anti-Israel remarks or anti-Semitic comments that have already angered both Democrats and Republicans. Malliotakis highlighted something much deeper: a consistent streak of anti-American rhetoric. Not just anti-Israel, anti-American. How can someone with those views possibly represent the United States on a global stage? It's outrageous. Malliotakis gave concrete examples reminding everyone how Omar once stood in a committee hearing and drew moral comparisons between Israel and the United States, two democracies built on freedom, and terrorist organizations like Hamas and the Taliban. Think about that. Hamas, which fires rockets at civilians. The Taliban, who enslave women and harbor terrorists. And Omar dared to put them in the same category as America. That's not just offensive, it's a slap in the face to every soldier who fought and sacrificed to keep this nation safe. But Omar's remarks didn't stop there. Malliotakis reminded the chamber that Omar even blamed the United States for the crisis in Venezuela, refusing to hold socialist dictators like Maduro and Chavez accountable for destroying a once prosperous country. This is the same tired, left-wing narrative: blame America first, excuse the tyrants. And then there's her infamous 9/11 comment. Instead of mourning the victims or standing united with her country, Omar casually brushed off the deadliest attack on American soil as some people did something. Imagine hearing that if you lost a loved one in the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, or on Flight 93, that wasn't just tone-deaf, it revealed how little respect she truly has for this nation. What stood out most in Malliotakis' speech was her consistency. She made it clear that when a Republican made inappropriate remarks about 9/11, she also voted to remove that member from their post. That's what integrity looks like, holding everyone to the same standard. Malliotakis wasn't playing politics. She was standing up for principle. That's what real leadership is, defending what's right, even when it's not popular. The Foreign Affairs Committee represents America's face to the world, our allies, our enemies, and everyone in between. Ask yourself, do we want someone like Ilhan Omar, who downplays 9/11, excuses socialism, and equates America with terrorists, speaking for us? Of course not. It's an embarrassment to even consider it. Omar's defenders will predictably cry racism or Islamophobia. But that's just noise to distract from her own words. The record is public, and the truth doesn't care about identity politics. What Malliotakis did was courageous. She knew the backlash was coming, but she chose to stand up for America anyway. That's the kind of fearless leadership we need more of in Washington. Because make no mistake, the radical left is working hard to normalize anti-American rhetoric inside Congress. They want figures like Ilhan Omar shaping U.S. foreign policy, weakening America from within, and spreading their socialist ideology while blaming this country for the world's problems. That's why we must support strong conservative voices willing to speak uncomfortable truths no matter the cost. Here's the bottom line. Ilhan Omar should never be anywhere near the Foreign Affairs Committee. Nicole Malliotakis was absolutely right to call her out and demand accountability. If we want to keep America strong, we need leaders who will fight the radical left's destructive agenda and defend our values without fear. Friends, your voice matters. Don't stay silent. Share this video, spread the truth, and if you're new here, subscribe and hit that like button, because we're not stopping until every ounce of corruption and hypocrisy is exposed.